Welcome to your short and sweet espresso. This short and sweet, it only seems fitting it's being filmed in the beautiful Allura Cafe. You can see the sunlight shining in here. And it's also going to be an energizer, kind of like espresso is, one of my favorite things, but in a much healthier way. Better for our bodies, better for our minds, and better for our nervous system. So let's get right into it. We'll start in child's. Take your big toes together and your knees wide, and no, I haven't had espresso yet, although I'm nice and energized. We're going to take an energized child's pose by pressing our hands into the mat, keeping our arms lifted and pressing our hips back towards our heels. Feel the length that creates through the body. Starting to prepare our body and our minds for some energetic movement. We'll stretch out the sides of our body by lifting our head, walking our hands over to the right hand side, and then maybe looking over to the right hand side, pressing firmly with the left hand into the mat. Ooh, yeah, feeling that stretch through the left side. And pressing both hands into the mat, walking them across over to the left hand side. A little extra press into the right hand as you look over to the left. Grounding the right hip down. Energetic in both hands now. And walking them back into center. So really keeping your arms firmly lifted, your hands connected into the mat. Lift your head and rock forward just enough so that you can tuck your toes underneath you. Take your knees together. So we're in a tucked-toed child's. We're going to move through some tabletop waves like this. So as you inhale, round through the spine, come forward, shoulders over the wrists. As you exhale, drop the belly, tilt the tailbone, and come back into child's, keeping our toes tucked the whole time. Inhale, round forward. And exhale, soften the belly, tilt the tailbone. Let's do 2 more like that. Should feel good to wake up the spine if you're doing this first thing in the morning or anytime to get out the grit of the day. And now with hips back towards the heels, really press into the hands enough so that your knees now lift off the mat. If that doesn't happen for you right here, try shortening your stance a little so your knees get a little closer to the heels or to your hands, and then trying it again. So from wherever you are, we're going to keep the knees lifted, sort of stay in this crouch position. Inhale here. As you exhale, stay really low to the ground. Take your right knee up towards the right tricep, even maybe up towards the wrist. Step it back. And again, left knee up towards, maybe the wrist. Step it back. Right knee to right, to the wrist, and back. If it just reaches up towards the tricep, that's fantastic. Do that. We're using the core, so starting to engage and fire up the core here. Squeezing it forward, stay low. One more time, like little frogs here. And back. Nice. Now make your way into downward facing dog. Lift the hips. Widen it out a little if your down dog was too short. Pedal it out a little, feel it out. Find some stillness in your downward facing dog. And then shift forward into a plank. You can move from your knees or from your toes. We're going to move through 2 vinyasas here. So lower halfway or all the way, upward facing or baby cobra, and then press back, down dog. Again, one more time. Shift forward, plank from knees or toes, lower halfway or all the way, upward facing or baby cobra, press back, downward facing dog. This time we're going to make our way to stand, so look up towards your hands, lift the heels, step, walk or hop it up, and forward fold. Lengthen and lift halfway, exhale to fold, Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. And hands come to heart center. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Feet hip distance. Exhale, come into Utkatasana. Let's reach those arms forward this time. Draw the belly in. Lift the chest up. So reaching the arms forward, they're at about shoulder level. Our arms are engaged, so the shoulders are working. Our triceps and biceps are working. Even the forearms are working. Body weight's back towards the heels. Few breaths here. Sending the weight into the left foot. Lift your right knee up and step it back. Nice and slow and controlled. Onto the toes, and then sweep those arms up, coming into high crescent. As you do, maybe you're sweeping that right hip forward a little bit here too. So feeling the right hip forward, left hip back, getting really strong in the left leg. So I want you to feel the energy that you're pressing down through the left heel here. We're gonna really tap into that energy as we begin to bow from our crescent. So we'll inhale to reach up. As we exhale, we'll bow our torso down to the inside of the left thigh, arms down by the side. Inhale, reach your arms up. Yeah, press into that left foot. Exhale, bow. If you get wobbly, that's okay. You can use hands onto your thighs as a support, and I'll show you what I mean here as we reach up. Bowing one more time, you can always take hands onto the thighs and come down. Inhale one more time, come up. And exhale, hands come down. Onto the mat, step back, downward facing dog. Take a breath here. Inhale the left leg up. Open into fire hydrant. So left heel comes behind you, right leg's nice and strong. Draw your belly in, press the hips forward a little. Option to stay here in stillness or really controlled, nice slow hip circles. So if we're moving in the circles, we're keeping our right leg really steady and then moving the other direction for those circles. Or you're just enjoying a nice juicy stretch in fire hydrant. Everyone meeting back in fire hydrant, inhale here. Look up towards your hands. As you exhale, use the core, squeeze knee up to the tricep. Kick it back, fire hydrant. Squeeze knee to the opposite tricep, so over to the right side this time. Maybe it touches the wrist this time, that's okay. Back to fire hydrant. Squeeze it up, use the core, lift the hips onto those back toes, nice and high, really helps give some space. And this time, we're squeezing it wherever we can make it reach on the right side, holding it here, breathe, and now kick that leg out. So we're onto the edge of our left foot, and we're holding here. So resist the urge to come up into fallen triangle. We'll get there, I promise. But I want you to stay here. So holding on the arms, really feeling that stretch through the outside of the left leg, staying on those back toes. And maybe your toes aren't up as high as mine towards your fingertips, no problem. They can be wherever they landed. Just keep the posture here, keep the position, hold strong with your breath. Okay, now we can open into falling triangle. So you can spin that back heel down and open right arm up toward the ceiling. So that should probably feel like a bit of a relief, but still working our body, working our heart. Okay, right hand comes down. Squeezing the left knee into your chest, then kick it back into three-legged dog, nice and controlled. Looking up towards your hands, look to the left hand and step your left foot up to the outside of your left hand. So it's nice and wide, heel in, toe out, so it's on an angle. And feel the weight into your hands, bouncing on those back toes a little. Step the right foot up, coming into squat. So here when you're in squat, we won't be here too long, but you can always support yourself with a block under the hips or a blanket under the heels if the heels are really lifted. Try to extend the spine, lift the chest, create space between the vertebra, create space in the front of your chest. Maybe using the elbows just a little on the outside of your legs or on the inside of your legs to open them a little. Press into both feet now. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. Exhale, bring hands to heart center and step your feet hip distance apart. Take this through on the other side. Nice, lots of energy here. Let's go. Inhale, sweep the arms up, hips come back. So you come into your chair and then take the arms down parallel again. So arms are parallel to the floor, body weight's back towards our heels, drawing the belly in, keeping a little bit of an arch in our spine, but feeling just a gentle tuck of the tailbone. Reaching the fingertips forward, feeling our arms working nice and strong. Sending the weight now over to our right foot, and nice and slow and controlled, lifting the left leg, stepping it back. Onto the back toes, lifting the arms up, high crescent. So as we lift the arms up, I find I like to adjust the hips then. Right hip back, left hip forward. Maybe they're already right where they need to be, but it's a good time to check in. And can you lengthen and lift through both sides of the body? Coming from here into our bowing crescent, remember you can use your right thigh to help. Inhale to lengthen, lift. Exhale, arms come down by your side. Chest comes to the inside of your thigh. Inhale up. And again, press into that right heel the whole time. We're really working that right glute. One more time. Down dog. Step back. So find the down dog, take a breath. Feel the blood flow returning to the right leg a little. And then inhale the right leg up, open into fire hydrant. Option to stay here or take those really slow and controlled circles with the right leg. Maybe 2 times in each direction. And then everyone meeting in fire hydrant. Looking up towards your hands. Inhale here. As you exhale, use the core. Squeeze that knee in close to the chest to bring it to the tricep. Kick it back to fire hydrant. This time we're taking it across. Still using the core, squeezing it into the chest. And back. Again, right to right. And back. Left side, squeeze, hold, hold, hold. Can you lift it up a little bit more? Squeeze, use the core. One more breath here. And then kick it out. Okay, remember we're holding here. So you can feel a little body weight sort of dropping into the right hip here, creating a little bit of a stretch. Let's try one more breath here. And then opening into our fallen triangle. So spinning that back heel down, opening left arm up to the ceiling. Left hand comes down, squeeze the knee to your chest to kick it back. 3-legged dog. We're coming into squat, so you have option to step up into squat, or maybe you're feeling lots of energy now, energized, I guess, and you can hop up. So then you would take the right hand down. So either step your right foot up and then step the left, or both feet are on to the mat and down dog. Squat those hips back a little and hop it up. Squat. Lift the chest once you get there and make whatever adjustments you need. Maybe enjoy the sunshine if it's still coming in your window. And then let the hips come down onto the mat. Doesn't have to be graceful, however you get there, no problem. Coming into boat pose, Navasana. Taking our shins parallel to the mat, perhaps. Having them down onto the mat is good too. So you just need to work with where you're at. What's causing you a little bit of challenge and giving you a little bit of energy. Lift the chest up. If you're here and this feels good, maybe you want to try extending the left leg left fingertips to the right toe. And then other side, right fingertips to left toe. Just taking it nice and controlled, side to side. Avoid moving too fast. And the reason I say that is often when we move fast, we lose some of the control. So some of the muscles that we want to use and we want to control. And instead, other muscles or areas take over that shouldn't be doing that load of work. If you're with me in the movement, let's take one more each side. I think that was 1.5, and then we'll come down onto our backs. Extending the legs. Supine twist is next. Bend your right knee in towards your chest. Squeeze it in. And then let your right arm come out to the side. Draw your right knee across your body. Send the right shoulder back down to the mat. Take an extra breath here. Release that back. Squeeze it in. And release the right leg down. Let's hug the left knee in. Squeeze it in towards the chest. Release your left arm out. Draw your knee across your body, taking the twist. Left shoulder towards the mat. Release that back. Hugging the knee in one more time, and then release the left leg down. Draw both knees in towards your chest. Rock a little side to side. Grab onto the backs of your legs. Stop rocking side to side, so we're just in the center now. And we're going to begin to rock back and forth until you rock all the way back up to seated. Turn around. And have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you for joining me for this fun little short and sweet. I hope you had some fun with it anyways. Go have yourself a coffee or a tea, or if it's late, maybe an herbal or a decaf.